CSS can finally generate random values. And yes, it means exactly what you think. There's no JavaScript needed to pick a random value somewhere between these two numbers. But why do we actually want this? Think about random sizes, positions, rotations, colors, and animation delays. These are purely visual effects that look much more natural when being a bit random. Now, you don't want to hardcode these manually by providing different values for each one. And of course, you don't want to use JavaScript for something so simple that should have been part of CSS right from the start. Let's take a look at my favorite example, random transitions. Here we have a few cards that transition into place when the page loads. Right now, all the cards start animating at exactly the same time. And if I apply a transition delay, that same delay applies to all cards. So right here, I could call the random function. It takes two arguments, a minimum and a maximum value. Let's say 0 and 200 milliseconds. Now in the browser, it will create this magic effect. The delay is now random. And if I refresh the page, the random values will be generated again, which makes it look different every time. The same idea applies to any property where you would possibly want a random value. For example, on the rotate property. Here I just use degrees. I want to rotate the card somewhere between -8 degrees and +8 degrees. Now every card starts with a slightly different rotation. And then with our transition, we are overwriting this value to be 0 again. So all the cards rotate back to a normal position, but they all have a random starting style. So the randomness only affects the visual effect. The final layout stays completely normal. And of course, the random function can be used with all kinds of numeric CSS values, including lengths, percentages, and regular numbers. But before I show you more examples, there's one pretty big problem I have to mention. Most browsers don't support this. It currently works in one major browser, Safari. So I would not rely on this for anything critical in production. But if you are using this to add some randomness to some visual effects here and there, that will be totally fine as long as you provide a safe fallback. But how do you set up a safe fallback? A simple way would be to just write it directly above it, as the browser will only use the following declaration if it actually understands it. If it is not supported, it will ignore this line of CSS and use the previous one. Now let's have some fun with a few more examples. Here we have a bunch of particles, and every time I refresh the button, their position is different. In HTML, these particles are just spans. But to randomize their position, I simply modify their top and left values. So a random value between 0 and 100% will place them anywhere inside this container. I can also randomize their size with scale, and even apply some kind of animation to it. The animations can have different timings, and we can even generate different color variations. And notice I'm not picking a completely random color here. I'm only randomizing the hue between 190 and 230. So every particle looks slightly different, but they're all a different shade of blue. Now, one thing that might surprise you is how differently this can behave compared to JavaScript, especially when combined with custom properties or variables. CSS variables don't work like JavaScript variables when storing a random value. In JavaScript, when you call a random function and store the result in a variable, that variable holds onto that single evaluated number. So every time you console log it, the output is exactly the same because the random function only ran once. In CSS, however, custom properties don't store calculated values. They act like a text replacement mechanism. So when I'm using the random function on a custom property in the root, and then later call the var function to access that custom property, CSS simply replaces it with the random function. That means if I'm using the selector across 3 different elements in HTML, then the random function is called 3 times. Each element will have its own random value, and therefore its own random rotation. They're not getting the same value. That is definitely something to watch out for. Now at the end, I would like to know what will you be using this function for? Let me know in the comments. And just to be safe, keep in mind this feature is still experimental. If you want to learn another cool CSS concept, watch this video right here.